I probably should have pulled the camera out way earlier off in this week, or even just earlier today. But this past week has been absolute crazy. The date is if it focuses any moment, it's not doing it. It is the 8th of the 8th, 2026, and today's been a crazy day. And the reason on why is because I actually went out and spoke to some real estate agents today, and I know that I am about to click a milestone on the habits. These have been the habits so far in August. You can see wake up in 5 minutes, supplements, work/learn, bed by 11, first agent. That means talk to first agent and then make my first dollar. So today, did I wake up within the first 5 minutes? Did I? Now this is like, I'm very strict on this. If I lay in bed for 6 minutes, I don't tick it. It doesn't mean I'm laying in bed for hours or half an hour. But I'm very strict. But today, I can't remember. I did not take my supplements. I know I didn't. Because I didn't want to have fishy breath. That sounds so crazy, but it's because of, what's it called? The fish oils. But anyways, bang! And then this one's a yes. Work/learn. I guess I've definitely learnt a lot about real estate agents. I didn't take supplements, and the morning one, I don't know. I can't remember, so I'm not gonna tick it. That's how it is. That's how I treat it. If I can't remember, then I just don't tick it. I don't reward myself for it. So hasn't standed out to me. But one thing that has standed out was, gonna go speak to some real estate agents. How was it? What was it like? Crazy. The first agent I spoke to, his name was Jackson, and dude was awesome. He honestly lined me up to having a pretty good day. I just went in, said my opener, shook his hand and got straight to questions. He answered them very clear, very good. He actually didn't really even question me on what I was building and what I'm doing, so that was really cool. That was good, and I felt like starting off with that was great because I felt like that's how everyone's going to be. And then that didn't last long. My second home I went to was shocking. I guess I kind of got pushed in a corner. I kind of didn't know how to handle it, and it was because there was 3 agents there. So within my first ever day of talking to real estate agents, within 2 homes, I've spoken to 4 agents. That's crazy. And just, I feel like because there was 3 of them there, it was very easy for them to gang up on me and kind of, for them to lead the conversation, which once that happens, then you're just on constantly a backpedal. Definitely felt that, but I definitely still gained a lot from them. They still said a lot of good stuff, which they probably didn't realize, but I do. I definitely gained stuff from them. And then I spoke to another one after that named Courtney. I actually was contemplating on going home after that because I felt like, man, this was just not going to work. I was just like, oh my God, I was in my head. And I actually missed out on talking to a real estate agent that's kind of an influencer here in Newcastle. And he was just sitting in my car, and I was just like, time was ticking by, and I just was in my head because of the second home I went to, and I actually missed out on talking to her. I literally was parked out front of where she was doing the open home, and I literally watched her like set up and pack up and leave. And I was like, oh my God. Like, I could have just got out and just fired a couple questions, and that was it. I think only one group of people went through their home. And then I guess the third home I spoke to was Courtney, and she was amazing. She brought me straight back up. It's like exactly what I needed. I think if I spoke to Courtney and she was bad, like she was like home too, I probably would have been like, oh my God, what am I doing? But no, she brought me up. She said to me, what I'm doing is the right thing, going around and just asking questions for somebody that's in my type lane, and she just laid it all out on the table. She really did. She's an actual owner of an agency, so it was kind of cool to have an owner's insight, and then also she used to be a property manager before she became a sales agent, so she kind of knows the both sides of real estate agencies. I got a number. I've shot her a text. She's replied, so that's super cool. And then same with the first ever guy I spoke to. I shot him a text, and he replied. So not bad. And then I think the fourth out. Spoke to, basically it was like an assistant. It wasn't really even the agent, but the agent was busy with people. So, but the assistant told me actually a lot of good stuff as well. So first day, 8th of the 8th, 2026. It's 10 o'clock at night right now, so I'm super tired. I thought I would just record this because this is a big day, big milestone in my life. Obviously, these videos are not daily anymore. These videos are just kind of whenever something crazy goes on, or if it's been 30 days and I need to do a video. I need to do these more. It's just super hard to upload these videos because I've still banned myself from YouTube, and I can't load up a Google. I can't load up YouTube. I can't. If I go to here and I click YouTube, it just gets blocked by the website blocker I have. I can't turn this off. So yeah, because I can't watch YouTube, it means also I can't load up on YouTube. I can do it through Canva, I'm pretty sure, which I probably should do anyways, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a little bit of me that feels like these videos kind of get in the way of stuff, but they're also really good to just capture moments like this, like ticking that for the first time. That's the first time I've ever clicked first agent. It took 8 days of August. 8 days, and now I look back on them 8 days that are not ticked, and it's like, oh, you could have done it from day one and had it the whole way through. That's how I feel. I feel like tomorrow I just want to go speak to more agents, and then like Monday, Tuesday, I just want to be that guy that just keeps dropping in, hey, how you doing, and just throw questions. But the craziest thing is, even if I burn out here in Newcastle, so what? I could go to a complete different city and just fire more questions. There's nothing stopping me from going to every town in Australia, every city in Australia, and just learning about real estate agents. And I would do that. If that's what it takes, I'm going to do it. I got to learn everything about these guys because I really have an opportunity to build something really great for them. And that's a hard thing to explain to somebody, after talking to them, questioning them. God, it's so hard to explain it to when someone says, what are you building? And you say, like, the rough answer, which is, if someone asks me, what are you building? I just say, something that takes care of the admin, the follow-up, the stuff that takes up your plate, the writing, the chasing, that type of stuff that eats up your day and night. Like, I'll flip them around, change them around a little bit, but that's it. And they'll kind of be like, but like, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm here because I want to build it right. So if it's right, if I just keep with the questions, some agents are like, yeah, sure. Like you kind of brief them what you're trying to do. You've kind of briefed them, but some agents kind of interrogate that, and they're like, yeah, but like, what's the actual goal? Like, what are you actually like getting at? And it's like, well, for you to have more time. And it's like, that sounds like shit. Like, what do you say? But that's day one. This next week is now reflecting on what I've gathered from these agents. God, I am so tired. I just looked at myself in this and I'm just like dead. It's reflecting of what I've been told with my OS, and then applying it, and then applying it by building it, and then prepping myself later in the week to go again and go ask agents some more questions after what we build. I feel like the fairy tale and the beginning idea of what I had in my head is like gone, and then now that I've spoken to agents, there's like a whole new idea. Still OS, but how the OS functions, completely different. Completely different. And honestly, building something for individual agents sounds harder than just going to like the agency and then just applying it to every agent. Seriously, it sounds harder for an agent to say, yeah, than an agency to be like, yeah. Seriously. And I know that because Courtney, the one I spoke to, is an agency owner. She owns it, she runs it. And she was like, that sounds fucking awesome. She sounds amazing. Like, we talked to most. We talked for like 25 minutes and like half an hour. All the other conversations go for like 10 minutes. So, she was really great. And she's an owner. And she gave me like points and tips and stuff maybe I should look at and do. Like looking into the lore of getting this sorted. Never thought of that. So I need to do that. Yeah, I'm probably gonna just finish this video up as early as I can get it. Because yeah, it is 10 o'clock at night and I'm very tired after today. Very draining. Going out, talking to people, it's crazy. Like I got up at 9 o'clock. I got up at 7:30, 7 o'clock, got dressed, got done. My first open home that I went to was at 9 a.m. Next one was at 9:30. That was the rough one. Then the third one was supposed to be at 10 o'clock. That was with the she's like kind of an influencer. She works at a big agency. And I sat in my car and just didn't go to it because of just being in my head because of the second home. And then I was just like, come on, you can do it. Get out there. Go speak to the I guess it's the fourth home. Third home I actually spoke to, but fourth home on the list. And then that was the best person I spoke to all day. I think it's going to be the best person I'm going to speak to forever. I think honestly she's going to be the person that's going to hopefully guide me the best. Hopefully I don't bite my tongue on that or ruin that connection or contact. And then the last home I actually went to and had a conversation with, it was rough. You know, I was talking to their assistant, and then like the agent there, she was kind of like, yeah. How was she? She wasn't like distant, but not interested. But she was interested because I didn't really word it good. It was kind of hard, like talking to an assistant, getting it all out there, and then like going again and saying the same thing as someone else. It's like, oh, I've already just said it. Oh, now I've got to try to say the same thing. It was hard. I feel like when there's more than one agent, it's not doable because every time it's been just one person, smashed it. You know, because the moment I ask a question, they kind of look at each other and then they're like, nah. You know, it's like, and then like one might say something, but then someone might say something else, and they're like, no, wouldn't you? And then they're like, kind of like bickering on what they want to say, but they're not really saying it. They're kind of like telepathically talking about it, you know, because they just know that their work, they know their field, but I don't know it. So I'm like, what the fuck are you saying right now? All right, let's end this up. It just turned 10 o'clock. 8th of the 8th. Don't know what day this is since I've started recording. And trying to change my life. Big milestone. Spoke to my first agents. Wasn't just agent. I went straight to business today. I didn't walk through any houses and act like a buyer. Every house that I went to, I spoke to an agent and tried to get a question out of them and try to understand how they work. Yeah. Alright. I am so tired. And this is a little message to anybody that's watching this right now. Stop watching my videos. They're not for you. They're for me. So I can look back on these. But hopefully they do influence you if you are someone out there. Do this. Get a camera and document your life. Just one take headshots. It would change you. It would change you. July 1st, I started doing this and I could not. It's crazy to look back on that person. Because it's that person then, there's no way they would have done that. Tick that off. No fucking way. Alright. I'm going to bed.